morning, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. So, I thought about my persuasive argument after an experience that I had at work. I work at a daycare and we have an area called the dramatic play area. This play area is used for dressing up in costume, playing with baby dolls, playing in the kitchen, things of that sort. So, the one day a mother came in and she saw her son wearing a dress and it made her livid. She yelled at him to take it off. She yelled at us for allowing him to wear a dress, and then, end of story, the situation was done. But after that situation, I thought about how could this way of thinking and the way she reacted can affect him in the long run. And so it made me think. And my argument is gender roles and expectations affect children negatively. Children are not aware of gender expectations. This is an argument that people have. This is true. A 4-year-old will not understand the complexity of gender roles and expectations, but this does not mean that it will not affect him or her. Gender expectations have become unnoticeable habits. We reinforce gender differences and expectations every day without even realizing that we're doing it. Children demonstrate black and white thinking and reasoning, so this means that it's either yes or no, right or wrong, black and white. There is no in between. There is no gray area. So they will categorize the color pink and dolls with girls and blue and trucks for boys. And they will continue to think this way if that is the type of behavior that is modeled in their everyday environment. So if a child grows up to live in a sexist household, they will most likely grow up to have sexist views as well. And this way of thinking can affect relationships in the future. It could affect job opportunities, it could affect goals in life, it could affect their life completely. So another argument that people have is that we reside in a gender-related society. Yes, we do reside in a gender-related society. Does that mean that is good? No. It's not good that we reside in a gender-related society. There are many cons to that. And residing in a gender-related society limits the potential of our people. And gender inequality has been shown to increase the risk of gender-based violence because we lack the respect and we disregard the opposite sex. So, in parts of the world and in certain cultures, families with limited financial resources have strong preferences for sons. So basically meaning that they prefer sons over daughters. So sons are seen as the resource for opportunities such as jobs, education, healthcare, things of that sort. Women, in some cultures and in parts of the world, are seen as a burden and kind of seen as useless and only good for one thing, which is birthing children. This is a really toxic way of thinking, and it limits our potential. And it really stops outcomes that could be great. You know, a woman can be an amazing, exceptional scientist, but in some cultures, women are expected to stay in the house and watch the children. So, another argument that people have is that boys will be boys and girls will be girls. Yes. Men are expected to suck it up if they get hurt. They're expected to be the backbone for their family. They have to be the breadwinner. They have to be manly. They cannot show much emotion. They need to be a man, or what is considered a man. Women are expected to be emotional. We're expected to cry in sad movies, and we're expected to be delicate and caregiving. And we have to know how to cook. We have to know how to clean. We have to know how to take care of the kids. I've seen women being chastised and judged for going outside for a night and having fun and leaving their children at home. They're seen as bad mothers, and they're asked, what are you doing? You should be home watching your children. This is very toxic. In 2017, the suicide rate in men was 3.5 times higher than it was for women. So, and a correlation that they had was that a loss of status as the primary provider in the household can contribute to male suicide. And the traditional gender roles discourage emotional expression for men. They're expected to hold their emotions in. They're not expected to say how they really feel, say that they're sad. Usually men will just say, "Oh, I'm stressed out, work is a lot, I'm just stressed, that's all." But it's much more than that. It's much more than that. And this causes depression to go undiagnosed for men a lot of the time, and this leads to suicide and other mental disorders and issues. So I hope you take all this information and think about the way we expect other genders to act and behave. And I hope you can realize that, and think about the next time you interact with the opposite gender, to see them past their sex. See more than just that they're a boy, that they're a girl. Expect the highest from them. Don't expect them to just be the breadwinner, to just be the man. Expect them to know how to cook. Expect a man to know how to clean. Expect a woman to know how to change the oil in our car. Because if we do not expect that from other genders, we are limiting ourselves. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a good